All right, let's take a look here at Tesoro, and Tesoro's been in this consolidation, right? I mean, it's just been in this heavy consolidation between 59 and 56. I tried to break out yesterday morning, wasn't able to. Was trading higher a little bit. Pre-market today is pulled back. This pullback isn't really bearish here for Tesoro. It just brings into question, is the consolidation going to be a little bit longer? But let me show you here what it basically what it did. Let me zoom in the chart so you can see it better. But what it did here back here in October, okay, back here in this consolidation, look at all the stretches. Up to 50, up to 50, up to 50, and then fail, fail, fail during this consolidation. Tesoro is not an easy stock to trade because of how little significance a $1 move has in the ultimate direction of Tesoro stock. Okay, a $1 move is, well, that's going to happen several times a day in many cases. And continuing in this consolidation, no real trend rider just yet, brings that kind of that risk in play. The entry here on Tesoro, the temptation for an entry here on Tesoro for me here today is simply that we're now moving back towards the lower Bollinger Band on the hourly chart. Okay, we're getting that snapback, finally getting that sell-off back to the lower band here. Uh, and so this is kind of a bottom picker's place to pick it up. Okay, it's still 58 and a half. We close above 58 and a half on Tesoro. It's kind of a no-brainer, go higher. And so do I want to bottom pick with it or do wait for 58 and a half? If we go price the options here on Tesoro, the Tesoro options are kind of in no man's land. The stock's at about 57, 57.40, right? 57 and a half, somewhere in that area. And the options here, we're buying, if we buy the January 55s, we're 250 in the money. If we buy the 60s, we're 250 out of the money and paying 90 cents. We basically, to break even, need a $3.50 move on Tesoro to go higher. So Tesoro would really have to break above 60 and a half for those options to break even, by mid-January. Can that happen for Tesoro? Absolutely. A breakout on Tesoro, we can see this thing go into 70. But that would be a really, really aggressive play. The in the money ones, you're getting a little less risk in regards to you don't need the stock to go to 60 and a half to break even. You only need the stock to go up a buck really to break even, but you also are spending more money to get into that. The question I have on Tesoro is getting in right here. Where's my stop? Where's my stop if I were to enter right here? And Tesoro is one of those that, as we've looked at and looked at and looked at, I've continued to avoid because I like it at 57 and a half. I'd like it at 56 and a half. I'd like it at 55. And that's been one of the reasons that we've kind of just shied away from it just a little bit. But this morning's action is not bearish at all. Okay, this morning's action is just part of this overall consolidation. There are some other things out there. Bank of America. The fact that it's been pulling back a little, pulled back initially on the open today, that's not really bearish at all. It's part of more of a bullish consolidation. And really, that's what we're dealing with a lot of stocks out there. You're dealing with, yes, your high flyers, your breakouts, your new 52-week highs. But in a lot of cases, you're dealing with these stocks that are in very bullish consolidations, Bank of America, Johnson and Johnson, Costco, to name a few that are just in these bullish consolidations overall. And that's really where Tesoro is. WNR, we talked about, man, if this thing could pull back even to 40, would offer a good opportunity here. The options on WNR, okay, the options on WNR, the spreads are a little bit more on a percentage basis. The volumes on the options just aren't as good as Tesoro. That's why I kind of lean towards Tesoro, but overall, that's kind of what we're seeing. Now you look across the board. Okay, let's go take a look here. Boeing, what, down about 30 cents here. Reversing after being up about 40 cents. Look at the action. Just look at how insignificant it is, especially early in the morning. Would I be concerned if Boeing broke the 7, broke down below 137? I would. Boeing breaks below 137, I'd be very concerned about Boeing overall. But right here, no, not at all. Chesapeake, down about 30 cents. And I forget who it was. I believe, Jimmy, you said, in Chesapeake, why is it so volatile? It feels more volatile being in the trade, right? Because there's no real consistency. But these types of moves are moves that even through here in November were pretty common. To see it go 30 cents, 40 cents, and reverse, not entirely uncommon, for Chesapeake Energy. In fact, if we put on the average true range, okay, the ATR here for Chesapeake Energy, and go to an hourly chart, okay, you'll take a look here. Overall, the average true range for Chesapeake has actually been falling. Its overall volatility in its actual price action on an hour-by-hour basis has actually been going down, even though it feels like now that we're in the trade that it seems to be a little more choppy. But just look back through here in December. This wasn't entirely uncommon, and you look Chesapeake for years. This is kind of the way that it's traded, with the ability to be very choppy. Okay. We're in Nucor. Nucor's up a little bit here today, up about 58 cents. We've talked about this kind of rotation. We see AKS fly up, $8 target. Okay, it's a little overbought. All right, now where's the money going to go? It's going to start to rotate into some of the underperformers. Nucor being one of those that triggered on that nice trend rider, nice vibe signal here. The trade so far working out pretty well. Coal is a very interesting space here this morning. And if you take a look at the KOL, you say, well, nothing major here. But then you take a look at things like Walter Energy, which is very similar to what Nucor was just a little bit ago. Walter Energy in a nice position. BTU, had that strong sell-off on expiration and has trickled higher ever since expiration. If this thing's able to close above the 1910, 1920 area, in a trend rider mode, that would pose, very bullish. CLF, which really isn't coal or steel, it's more iron ore. This is Nucor's chart from 3 days ago. Okay, it's incredibly bullish. We have lower highs going on, a brand new upward trend that's been mounted here for CLF over the past little while, over the past several months. Breaking into a trend rider bull signal, poses very well for Nucor. The last sell-off, or for CLF, the last sell-off wasn't on any real heavy volume. We had some heavy sell volume on options expiration, right? But that's more of an options phenomena. But very bullish signal there. So a lot of strength in that group here. Today. Okay. So, in regards to the refiners, the Tesoros, the WNRs, the Valeros, as far as, getting in for the challenge, I think we're still just a little bit early. Do I like an entry here? Yes, but from more of a bottom picking standpoint there. Okay. TLT was asked about TLT here in an email. TLT trying to break down, right? Been in a downward trend. trying to slip below 102. Did earlier this morning, has bounced back. If you look longer term on TLT, the potential to slip even further is mounting. QE Infinity was mounted back here in 2011, and with some tapering going on, are they going to take things down on the bonds and push them back into the 95-90 area on the TLT? That would increase interest rates and everything else. But from a chart standpoint, still in a strong downward trend. We are down near a little bit of support here, so I don't really like shorting it right here. But building a short position that you expect to pay off over the next 30 to 60 days, yes. But something that you say, well, it's going to start working tomorrow, probably a little bit difficult here with the TLT there. Okay. Alrighty, well, thanks for hopping on. John will be on with you on chat, and I'll be back in about little less than 2 hours to talk support and resistance. Take care.